Hey everyone, David here. Every week Stephanie and I like to bring you posts and training videos that are really designed to bring you insight and practical advice that you can use to make important shifts in your life experience. Ways that you can transform stress and sadness into peace and fulfillment. So, in preparation for my day today, last night I was having a shave and a shower, which for me tends to be kind of a mindful ritual. It's really a chance for me to reflect and go deep. And I think for most guys, we have to take some alone time to kind of review and reflect. Granted, for some, like me, it's in the shower. For some, it's while taking a long drive, maybe going fishing. For others, it might be sitting on the toilet. Although I tend to think that for a lot of us, that time tends to be more mindless. Usually scrolling through social media. But hey, while I was in the shower last night, I started thinking about a topic I could share in today's training that would be valuable, hopefully for some of you. So a topic came to mind that was really important to me, and I think it'll be relevant to a lot of you as well. Now, before I get started, I want to remind you that I'm a mindset coach, not a therapist, right? So please understand that I simply just want to share my perspective in hopes that it'll be valuable for at least one person watching this. And the reality is we each have the ability to discern relevant truth for ourselves. So that being said, take this for what you will. So the topic I want to discuss today is overthinking. All right, we got some responses in the announcement post about this training. I know it's relevant for some of you, but go ahead and comment me in the comments if overthinking is something that you do or if it kind of hits home for you. So I want to discuss this in a couple pieces. So first of all, what is overthinking really? Right, it's commonly discussed, but I want to take a look at what it is. So really, overthinking is simply the tendency to have racing thoughts throughout the day and an inability to gain a real measure of stillness and peace of mind throughout our day. It's when our thoughts are just kind of out of control, right? Simple as that. So how does overthinking show up in our lives? It can be worry about the opinions of others. It can be self-doubt. For some people, it's being a hypochondriac, always worried that something is going to happen with their health. It can show up as confusion. It can show up as busyness, feeling like you always have to keep moving. It can be obsessive or compulsive behaviors. Overthinking can show up as rigidity. It can show up as inaction, the need to control things, and perhaps most notably, mental and emotional exhaustion, chronic stress, and anxiety. Do you experience any of those things? Let me know in the comments. So, what causes overthinking? Now, the way I see it, overthinking is really just a fight or flight response based on the belief that we're either unsafe, we don't trust ourselves, or that we're incapable of handling the unknown. Now, because these beliefs are stored in our subconscious mind, the thoughts they lead to are automatic and usually happen without us even realizing what's actually going on. It can lead to us feeling chronically on edge, and our lives just kind of feel forced, right? Not natural or in the flow, as we might say. So, how can we overcome overthinking? And this is a perspective I hadn't seen anywhere before, but it just kind of occurred to me again while I'm in the shower doing my deep thinking. But really, the way I see it, the way to cure overthinking is simply to change the way that you look at your life and the world. And the principle here is I want to suggest you consider that you begin to see your life as a story. So let me kind of expand on this idea a little bit. So think about it. When we watch a movie, right, or read a book, we don't usually agonize over what's coming next, right? When we watch a movie or read a book, we can immerse ourselves in the story and allow ourselves to feel a range of emotions because a part of us knows that the story can't hurt us, right? It's fictional or what have you. And we can put it down if we don't like it. We can allow ourselves to be intrigued as we discover for ourselves for the first time a story that's already been written. Now, we can look at our lives as sort of a combination of fate and free will, sort of like those old choose your own adventure books. Anyone remember those? I used to love those when I was a kid. So, even though the reality is that we can't actually control everything in our lives, we have been given the gift of free will. Now, in truth, we only access this gift when we're present minded, as opposed to playing out the subconscious programs, that hidden conditioning. Now, our gift of free will, when we can't control everything, usually results in either pain, apathy, or exhilaration, depending on how much things go like we would have them go if we were in control. So, your gift of free will, maybe even your whole reason for being alive, may not be the ability to write the whole story, but rather to tell it from your point of view. So, I want you to take comfort in knowing there's a formula to good storytelling. And every successful story, you can look at every major blockbuster motion picture, every story follows the formula of the hero's journey. So, an important thing to remember as you're beginning to look at your life as a story is that despite all the hardships you may be going through, there is a happy ending. It has to be that way, and it always is. So, what I want you to consider doing is starting to look at yourself as the hero in your story. What you can do is really start to take a look at the stories you've been telling yourself. Again, often subconsciously, right, without consciously being aware. And then decide if you want to tell a better version of it, right? Maybe you want to have tell a story of overcoming great obstacles instead of a story with just endless suffering. So really the key to telling a better story is being able to change the way you look at things. By changing your subconscious beliefs that determine the way you look at things, right? Your mindset, in other words, you can start to develop the peace of being able to row your boat merrily down the stream and the passion of the person who leaves artful swirls in the water as they paddle. You see, peace and passion are two of the greatest rewards in life, and that's certainly been true for me. Personally, one of my greatest passions is being able to help people quickly shift that subconscious programming, clean the lenses through which they view themselves in the world, and begin to write the best chapters yet in their own stories. So I wanted to bring you a concentrated nugget. I know everyone's real busy, so hopefully this was helpful, maybe a little inspiring. And let yourself sort of digest this a little bit and take a look at your life and start to see it as a story. And I just want to encourage everyone to remember that your story matters. You have a gift to share with the world. And the reason it's so important is because you are the only one in the universe that has your unique point of view. So again, ask yourself, is it important or necessary to be able to control everything? Or can you be more creative in how you tell the story? And you can have the exhilaration really of both creating to a certain degree what your story is and also having a delightful surprise, like you're reading a story, maybe that you forgot that you've written. So again, this is David. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you have a great day. If you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. And we will see